Hello, welcome to another video from LightSpeed the home of horse racing trading on Betfair. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. Obviously, that really helps us. We're just starting out as a channel, but it also helps you because obviously you get to see the videos really quickly. But yeah, I really want to go into customizing your results today because we've been looking at Dobbs recently in the last video I did. And one of the things that can help you determine whether a strategy is worth looking further into or whether a strategy is any good is actually looking at your results and seeing, well, what works and what doesn't. Okay. And the great thing with the back testing on the horse racing software here is that you can do this instantly. You can create a strategy and then you can see the results. It's phenomenal. It's outstanding. And it's just so worth doing. So we're onto the strategy builder here. This is where the magic happens, so to speak. This is where you will build your strategy. I'm going to look at a Dobbs strategy that we give out to people that we've created. So I've clicked on the little Dobbs button here, and then we've created our strategy. And if you didn't watch the last video on how to create a Dobb, it's worth watching. But I'm going to click next here because what I'm really interested in for this video is not the rules for dobbing, but actually customizing our results because we already have the strategy in place, okay? We already have our criteria, okay? And it's important you have some criteria when you do this, but you don't need loads because the great thing about the breakdown we're about to do in your results is it's going to show you what works and what doesn't. So let's get into that. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you want some free strategies, I know a lot of you guys struggle with strategies, and this is the point, before this that you're struggling with. Just say the word free in the video comments. I will send you over three free strategies. That's quite confusing to say, isn't it? And they're absolutely free, like I say, and you can go and see those strategies, and that will give you kind of a kickstart to your horse racing trading. And if you haven't joined lightspeedstats.com yet, well, what are you doing? You want to give yourself a leg up in your horse racing trading, right? It's 50% off the first month at the moment. Obviously, I don't know, how far in the future you're going to watch this specifically, so it might not still be in place, but at the moment, as of recording in the foreseeable future, it is. But yeah. Customize your results. It's the fourth box. So when you come to the betting rules, it will automatically come to the place your bets section, okay? And you'll want to choose like whether you're backing and laying, odds. If you want to keep the odds vague, 1.01 to 1,000, that's fine. Because again, what we're going to do in this customizing results is we're going to be able to look at lots of different things. I'm going to show you. So the one you really want to click here is breakdown. And you can pick what you look at in the results. So we've already got month and year. I'm going to look for country. I'm going to look for, I don't know above we're going for this video. But often I'll look at for maybe between 10 and 15 of these in general. I quite like looking for. But for the example of this video, I don't want to go too crazy. There's only so many hours in our day. But actually, once you start doing this, it is very simple. It's very quick and it's very straightforward, as I'm showing you here. So I've added number of runners. Let's have a look at race type. And I often do age. I'm not going to do it for this video, but I often do. Let's have a look for... I just want to do some price stuff to finish here, just so we've got enough stuff to look at here. I do like looking at one and course and distance. I think that's a really good one as well. Let's look at entry price, okay? And then we're going to run the strategy. Okay, so what I want you to focus, you don't have to focus too much on the profit here, although obviously this has made a nice profit, which is good. What I want you to do is just scroll down to the bottom, and I want you to look at the results breakdown section here, okay? I'm going to look over this right-hand side, and this is going to give us the breakdown. So you will be able to see how this strategy has performed. And in this case, we're looking at the month, but we could look at year. Obviously, we could then look at country. And what I'd like you to look at is what's working and what's not. So I'm going to use this country one because it's quite clear and straightforward. Great Britain is... Northern Ireland's kind of part of Great Britain, right? But not for these purposes, obviously. probably to kind of, not have any problems in that regard. But yeah, 93-point profit there, okay, on Great Britain. But Ireland and Northern Ireland, now Northern Ireland, not many trades there, only 31. So, how much stock do you place on that? Probably not that much. But Ireland's had 444 trades and it's minus 15 points. So after those many results and obviously that period of time, that might be something you look at and go, okay, if I was picking here, I'd obviously just go for the GB races. And if I was going to kind of filter the strategy a little bit more, I'd go with what's working. Okay. And there's a lot of, it's not just about throwing things out willy-nilly, and you have to decide what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. Okay. That's part of the process. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But when you've got a chunk of results over time like this, you can go, okay. And you're not going to lose much by doing that. A lot of the time it's going to be the right decision. Okay, class is another good one to look at here. And we can actually see that the class 1, 2, and 3 races haven't made money, but the lower classes have. Okay, again, reasons for this, well, the lower quality of racing. The markets don't know as much about the horses, especially horses that haven't run as much or as often as the class 1s. So there's reasons for that, but you don't have to worry too much about the reasoning here. The point is that you've got a lot of data that's telling you something, and you could go, okay, so if I wanted to change a strategy, I could then go back and look at class. So maybe that's what I'm going to do now. And I go, okay, that's quite clear. I like that. Let's look at class. And then I might just add, okay, and I want to look at class. So scroll back up to class. So I think it's quite early on class. There you go. Add rule. And then we could go, right, well, we only want class 4, 5, and 6. Okay, it's another 7, but we could click that anyway. But we could go, right, I only want to look at that class. I don't want to look at 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then you just click next, get to the betting rules, etc. Run the strategy again, okay, and get those results. And we know what the results will be because it will be that profit from those lower classes, so it will be a bit bigger than what it is now. But yeah, that's something you can do to use the breakdown to actually go and then change your strategy. So that's how you do that part of it. But before you do that, I would have a look through everything first and look what's really clear. So let's look at handicaps. Profit on both. So I wouldn't necessarily want to change anything on handicap or non-handicap. Numbers of runners. Again, I quite like looking at the ranges here, what ranges work. We can kind of see that some of these lower ranges haven't worked very well. So it looks like you'd only really want to go up to 15 runners. And you'd probably want to start at, I guess it's up to you if you want to do a 3-runner or a 4-runner race. I'm not a massive fan, obviously, of the Dobbs strategy of not having many horses in the race. But it looks like 5 to 15 is a really nice range for a strategy like this. Again, you could add that, go back to the rules and add that. So what I'd do in this bit, when I was going through them, I'd make a quick note, either in Google Docs or just on a pen. I like using pen and paper, but a lot of people like using things like Google Docs, okay? Race type. All the race types have done okay. Obviously, I wouldn't want to change anything particularly there, as you can see. Unless something's losing money, even if it's something like this where there's only one trade, like the NHF, like you can see here, I'd still keep it. And then entry price, which is another really interesting one. And this is one where you can get interesting ranges. And we're seeing that actually these entry price, I have a scroll down a bit, you can see. So anything at 25 hasn't done particularly well. This only, I think this goes up to 25 or 30. I can't remember which odds it goes up to, the strategy. But yeah, we can see anything up to 25 does pretty well. There is kind of this mid bit between 8 and 12. So you might go, well, okay, maybe between 8 and 12 doesn't work. I don't like cutting out mid-ranges particularly. But, I guess there are a lot, even all the way up to 16, there are a lot of trades that are suggesting that isn't what makes money. So if I was really going to go and try and tweak this strategy, I would tweak some of these things. And again, all you have to do that is go up to the horse rules, and then add them in like we did with class. We could then add something else in. Okay, and usually I'd do like one at a time, maybe the one that was the strongest, and maybe even start with class or country here and then work from there. um, and again, it's not about changing too much. You don't want to get into backfitting. Just the really obvious stuff that you can just tweak here and there, you know. And again, that's up to you. You might not want to do it at all, and that's fine. You saw that the strategy made money regardless. This is just a case of if you want to customize your results to make them better, or if you're running a strategy and the results are it about breaks even or it's made a small loss, there might be a couple of tweaks you can make to make that into a profitable horse racing strategy. And that's what we're here for, right? That's what everyone is trying to find, and that's what everyone is trying to do, trying to create that profitable horse racing strategy. But it's very simple to do. And the really cool thing is that you can just look at these results down at the bottom and work out what's working and what's not. And again, if you try to do something like this manually, how long would it? I mean, I think it would take you months, maybe months to even just track it from tracking purposes. But then to fill out all this data, how many hours are you losing? How much of your life are you losing testing this stuff? You know, I mean, I was doing that on horses before this software came out, and yeah, the amount of time I was losing and wasting was unbelievable. But yeah, that's how to customize results. That's how to find out what's working in a strategy and what's not. Hugely invaluable. Use it how you like. Obviously, I've got my opinions on how I like to use it. Yours might be totally different, and that's fine. Just the great thing is that you can. This is horse racing software that's changing the game, and this is the reason why. Okay, so give yourself a leg up. Get involved with lightspeedstats.com. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully this will help you with your horse racing trading, and hopefully this will help you make some money trading on Betfair this week.